Welcome to Sensemaking from the Monell Center in Philadelphia. At Monell, scientists study the senses, how we smell, how we taste, and how those invisible signals shape the way we experience the world. Because smell isn't just about what's in the air. It's about how the brain interprets it, how it guides decisions, how it connects to memory and to emotion. Each sense-making, we start with a simple problem, something familiar, something you think you understand, and then we're going to take it apart, layer by layer, until what once seemed obvious becomes something new. This episode begins with a question. Why does spring smell like spring? Odors and the brain. The brain is the processor of the signal, and our brain is constantly building meaning from invisible chemical signals in the air. When we smell something, the meaning of the smell of spring is built from our memories and emotions evoked in the brain as a response to the spring air. We'll hear from Dr. Kevin Boulding, who started his career here at Monell, and he studies odor memories, hoping to map in the brain the experience of detecting a novel odor, which is the very building block for an odor memory. Our current state of being is influenced by what we smell, what we remember, and how our brain interprets the world around us. At the Monell Center, neuroscientist Kevin Boulding studies something deceptively simple: how smells become memories.
So I'm Kevin Boulding. I'm a faculty member at Monell, and I run a neuroscience lab. We study how the brain represents odors, how those odor representations acquire meaning, and then how those representations are formed through learning over time. And we combine behavior with large-scale neural population recordings and analysis to try to understand how those neural representations actually guide adaptive behavior.
That word, meaning, is doing a lot of work here. Because smell isn't just a signal. It becomes something through experience. And in Dr. Boulding's lab, smell is a model for something much bigger.
The fundamental reason I'm interested in odor memory is because it's a model for memory overall. Memory is obviously important. We use our memories to make our way through the world. They also make up an important part of our identity.
That smell of spring likely connects you directly to systems in your brain involved in memory and emotion. That connection is what makes smell so powerful. That's what makes smell different. A sound can remind you of something. A photograph can help you recall a moment, but smell can bring you back into that moment instantly. A baseball field in April, rain on pavement, fresh cut grass, a garden, your father's jacket. Because when you smell, you're not just detecting something, you're remembering. Even if you don't realize it, your brain does.
If you want to know about odor memory in particular, of course you need odor memory to decide what to eat, to run away from a fire, all these basic things that you need to survive and be fit in the world.
Your brain is constantly comparing incoming signals to patterns it has learned over time. Every experience you've ever had with a smell, every spring, every rainy day, every outdoor moment becomes part of a larger system. A system that allows your brain to recognize patterns quickly. Over time, those patterns become compressed, simplified, abstracted into categories.
Animals can learn about odors very quickly, and it's possible to record and observe neural population activity during that learning process. Over time, the type of work has become more and more focused on memory, how odor memory representations are formed, and how they're retrieved and used by the animal.
Your brain is constantly updating these representations, refining them, strengthening connections between certain smells and certain meanings. Spring becomes one of those meanings. Not a specific smell, but a learned pattern. And smell memories aren't static. They're learned, they're updated, and they're reinforced. So when you take that step outside in early spring and you take a breath, your brain doesn't analyze each molecule individually. It recognizes a pattern, and that pattern carries meaning. It signals change. It signals growth. It signals that something in the environment has shifted. So every spring you've ever experienced, your brain has been building a memory model. It's layering places and people, moments and feelings onto the same invisible molecules until eventually wet earth and warm air stop being molecules and start becoming spring. It's not a smell, it's a meaning. When we retrieve these memories, we're not just recalling a moment, we're recalling a state of being. And our current state of being is influenced by what we smell, what we remember, and how our brain interprets the world around us.